Look at San Francisco, where the streets are bustling with visitors here for one of the biggest conferences in the tech world. Good evening, I'm Elizabeth Cook.
And I'm Ryan Yamamoto. San Francisco's largest in-person convention since before the pandemic, now underway. The three-day Dreamforce Tech Conference taking over the Moscone Center. Salesforce celebrating this 20th anniversary of the event. Organizers say as many as 40,000 people may take part this week. And people we spoke to said, you're glad the event is back in person.
So you have a lot of people who think alike, and they've been really trying to connect with their people and what they do for their organizations. And it's one place to come together and really just celebrate the work.
So far, it's been really cool, yeah. Lenny Kravitz singing right behind us was a cool surprise.
And joining us live now is Joe D'Alessandro from SF Travel. Joe, thanks so much for joining us. The return of Dreamforce is obviously a major step in the recovery of SF's tourism industry. So how's that recovery going now at kind of the end of summer, and how does a convention like this one help?
Well, Dreamforce is a huge convention for San Francisco, and it really has a massive impact on our economy. This week alone, we expect over 40,000 delegates coming into San Francisco, staying in hotels, eating restaurants, going to museums and events and things like that that really have a profound impact on our economy. But even more so, it tells the world that San Francisco is reopening, that we're recovering, and we're able to welcome visitors from around the world that come here for meetings or conventions or as tourists.
I'm curious, though, Joe, the pandemic and the explosion of remote meeting technology like Zoom has in some cases reduced the need to travel for conventions like this one. What's the message to convince businesses that it's still worth coming in person to San Francisco?
Well, you know, what's interesting is Dreamforce will be showcasing a lot of their sessions to a worldwide audience. So they will also be doing a lot of this in a hybrid mode. But 40,000 people are coming to San Francisco because they realize the value of in-person meetings and events. There's nothing like the ability to network. There's nothing like the ability to meet somebody in between meetings or walking down the hallways and do business deals or learn some new techniques. So that in-person meeting is really significant. And after the pandemic, after 2.5 years of really being isolated for a large part of that, people around the world are saying, yes, let's get back to meeting in person because it does make a big difference. You can do much more when you meet somebody in person than you can just over a Zoom call.
Yeah, no question. It's nice to have that personal touch. And, you know, this next question really breaks my heart to ask because I live here in San Francisco. But you go anywhere in the world, you say you're from San Francisco, and you're usually met with a question or comment about the crime, the homelessness. Is that having an impact on tourism? And what are you doing to kind of overcome that negative stigma?
Well, you know, a lot of that is generated in the media, the impressions of San Francisco. And the fact of the matter is any major city around the world has issues, has challenges that they're trying to deal with. San Francisco has them too. And I do believe that the city and the private sector are working together to kind of address some of these major challenges. I think one of the most important things is that we do surveys of visitors who come to San Francisco and ask, what did you like about the city? What did you not like about the city? What are you going to come back to San Francisco? And 97% of all visitors who've come to San Francisco this year, 97% said that they want to come back. They had a very positive experience here. So bottom line is yeah, travel could be interesting when you come to cities, but people do love San Francisco. They love the iconic images of San Francisco, the Golden Gate Bridge, the cable cars. They love our food and arts and cultural scene, and they love their experiences here, and they want to come back. So I think that we do have challenges just like any other major city. We're addressing them, but we are a destination that people from around the world still want to come to. We're very aspirational that way.
I'm curious what your opinion on this is, that, you know, there's so many businesses, especially here in the financial district, that are seeing a boom from conventions like this. And then you have the summertime, which is a peak holiday travel time. But what about year round? And what's going to happen if some of these businesses don't require their workers to come back full time to work?
Well, that's going to be really important. I think really important for any major city, the downtown area, to have people in the offices working more frequently. And we're seeing more of that happening in downtown. I'm in the middle of the financial district right now, and every week we see more people walking down the street, going into restaurants at lunchtime. And so that's encouraging. It's taken a lot longer than we have hoped, but it is happening. And I do think things are improving, and we're seeing a lot more vitality downtown. And the more people you see on the streets, the better it is for everybody. It just feels better. It's more exciting, and it becomes a more dynamic place to be, whether you're working here or you're visiting.
Right. It's part of the magic of San Francisco. It's a city that is alive, and it thrives on that. All right, Joe, thank you so much.